So it's the first fly-in of 2023. Very chilly. I was ill for the next week afterwards, but we drank beer by the fire. 6 of us flew to the pub for a hot meal and some warmth, which was lovely. I fly over some bridges and some historic areas of the Wye Valley. Okay, first flight at the Boar Chasers. 5 degrees C. It's cold. Hello, sir. Can I trouble you? Yeah, thanks.
Ready?
Yep. That was easy. So here we go. Boar Chasers flight number 1. Cheers, mate.
Just basically have to take the cow shit out as soon as you're up.
So this is my favourite event of the year, the Boar Chasers, and you can probably tell from my voice that I'm full of cold even a week later after sleeping in a cold van with no heater. It was below 0 at night. Deciding to make this video anyway. As you can see, it's quite grey, cold and murky, so I'll just have a quick one over to May Hill where we landed out last year. If you have a look at the events playlist you can see that one. Look at all those paramotors. Well, the temperature is 1 degree C, very murky, 75% humidity. Not the best conditions, but we are flying at the Boar Chasers. So for this flight, because it's low visibility and very, very cold, I decided to just stay up for half hour, 40 minutes and then come back in for a landing. Hello. This is what it's really about at these events. It's not really about the flying, although that is the icing on the cake. It's about the people. It's really good to catch up with old and new faces and have a chat by the fire. And they're off. We're not allowed to take off before 8:30. It's 8:35 and the first pilot is airborne. I look at the weather and decide to give it a miss at the moment. I thought I would try and warm up with a hot cup of coffee and watch everyone's takeoffs. Still grey and murky with low visibility, as you can see. So what we're going to do is film everyone's takeoffs and then leisurely get ready and have a flight to the pub. So despite the chilly, murky conditions, quite a few people are up and flying, which is nice to see. Oh, hello, Giles. So wind conditions are reasonably light, probably 4 or 5 miles an hour. And you can do a forward launch or a reverse launch. I think most people are opting for forwards, but there are some reverse launches, as you can see. This guy's very patient. So as you can probably tell, the field is covered in poo. It is quite dry though, but it does get caught in lines and does come out eventually. Just don't want it going through your prop.
Nice. Hello there.
Nicely done. Pulled his wing up from a rosette and off he goes, blowing someone else's wing away. Lovely. I don't know who this is, but he dropped his right hand brake, but then somehow, very skillfully, managed to pick it up again. Didn't have to abort, and off he goes. Nicely done. Lovely colour wing. So after standing around and watching everyone take off, I decide to go and refuel and get ready for my launch. Oh, unlucky. Oh, he saved it. Is he going to bring it back? And he's got it. He's doing it. Ah, gust of wind blew it over. Never mind. So it's time for us to go to the pub. This is from Lee's camera. He has a different frame rate to me, so it looks a bit jerky, so apologies for that. So Lee takes off, leads the pack, as it were, and then we all follow. I kind of fly over on my own, and then 4 others fly behind, and we all land at the pub. Here's Mr. Bulldog, Clive Bunce from Skybound Aviation. If you need any paramotor parts, highly recommend you go to Skybound Aviation. Clive has helped me many times with my motor, and just an all-round great guy. He's super knowledgeable and does Vitorazzi motor maintenance events, so check him out. So on my way to the pub, where we're going to have some lovely hot food. It's about an hour's flight, so when I land I'm sure I will need warming up in a nice warm pub, the first bit of warmth I've had since arriving. So really looking forward to a hot meal. I've cut most of the trip over there because there's not much to see, to be honest. I mean, just look at that visibility, not very good at all. And if I was at home, I may not even decide to fly on these days. Winds are light enough to fly, but just nothing to look at. So Lee does send a text asking where everyone is, and I reassure him that I'm actually on my way and should be landing shortly. So Lee is capturing me from his phone.
Woohoo! Styling it.
So here, the other guys, they've arrived and they're coming in for a landing as well.
Styling it! Styling it! Where's he going? He's going straight to the pub. Nicely done. Hello, mate. Look at this. Sweet! Was that not perfect? Hi, mate. How's it going? You alright? Good. He's doing it. He's doing it. Nice. Been cheeky. Stay there.
It was an absolutely delicious meal. In case you're wondering, I had a cheeseburger and chips.
Back to the field. What could possibly go wrong?
My GoPro battery dies on the way back, but I did fly over Goodrich Castle, which is located near the Welsh border and owned by several important families, but was ruined during the Civil War in the 17th century.
It's Sunday, 9 a.m. Plan for this one is to go down to the bridges and maybe up to Wye Valley. Adrian said he's going to come along. He's on quite a slow wing, so I'm not sure if he's going to be able to keep up or not, but we'll see. Let's see if we can get my engine started. Send me getting all hot and sweaty if you don't mind. That's very kind, mate. A bit more juice. Thank you.
So it's Sunday morning and I go for a tour. So it's the first time I've done any touring on this trip, just because of the murky weather. I hang around and wait for Adrian, but he gets stuck behind a trike, I think, which takes a while to take off. So he doesn't manage to catch up with me. So I just head down to the bridge anyway and have a look at the old Severn Bridge and the new Prince of Wales Bridge. Well, I say new, it's built in 1996. And on the way down I see this field of cows, which I thought would make a good photo. And there are the bridges in the distance. The old Severn Bridge connects England and Wales, was opened in 1966 by Queen Elizabeth II, which replaced the Orst Ferry and carried the M4 motorway for 30 years. The bridge was granted Grade 1 listed status in 1999. And just downstream of it is the Prince of Wales Bridge, the second Severn crossing. It's a 5,000 metre motorway bridge crossing the Severn, built in 1996 to supplement the capacity of the older Severn Bridge and makes for a shorter journey. So I turn around here and look for Adrian. I still don't see him, so I decide now to fly over Chepstow and then up the Wye Valley and see Chepstow Castle, which is built by the Normans soon after their conquest of England in 1066 and was involved in several wars and sieges such as the Civil War and the Welsh Revolt. So in the grounds of Chepstow Racecourse is Piercefield House, which is in a Grade 1 listed landscape and has links to colonialism and slavery. It's owned by London-based property developers, but despite efforts to save and restore the building, it continues to deteriorate. But flying up the Wye Valley now, which would, on a lovely summer's day in calm winds, it would be beautiful down here, but it's a bit grey, but still enjoying the flight. There's not much wind, it's quite light winds this morning, the lightest day so far. And fly up to Tintern Abbey, which was founded in 1131, and the first abbey in Wales and second in Britain. Located on the Welsh side of the River Wye, it sits on the border between Wales and England. After the dissolution of the monasteries in the 16th century, the abbey fell into ruin. Thanks, Henry VIII.
What a flight! What a great place to fly! Oh yeah.
So I'm now heading up the Wye Valley towards Monmouth, and at this point, you can't see it on the GoPro, but it actually gets quite choppy and a bit unnerving, so I get a little bit of altitude. There's Monmouth in the distance, and Monmouth Viaduct, which was constructed between 1852 and 1857 by the South Wales Railway Company and is no longer in use, but did have trains running across it until 1964. This here is Monmouth, and Monmouth Castle in the background. You can't really see it, it's kind of ruined now. So I fly up to Monmouth and then I decide to go straight over the Forest of Dean in a straight line basically back to the airfield. This is one of the surviving ancient woodlands of England. So pulling in my trimmers now, getting ready for landing, pulling in my straps, and I come in for a landing. So it's about a 2-hour flight, I think, that one. Pretty cold again, but did enjoy it nonetheless. So it looks like there's still plenty of people flying around. So I hope you enjoyed that. I thoroughly enjoyed it despite getting ill afterwards. Might need to insulate my van and get a diesel heater or something. Thanks for the tips, Lee Leach.
Nice. 2 hours. maybe a bit more.
And if you want to see the photos, there's a link in the description. And if you did enjoy the video, then hit that like button. And if you want to see last year's boar chasers where the weather was warmer, check out this video.